Nama control san la chansa lo Dzogchen semchen tamche ji Dzogchen la panzet de so sun du nga chanda che jinchen nyar so me po hwa jela so semchen tan nyur de don chana tamba nam jen nin tsar de souls. Now I want to remind to you about compassion, kindness, to concerning the benefit for all the sentient beings. And with this great attitude, the Mahayana's attitude, we are studying this text which is called the Word of My Perfect Teacher, or the Kunzon Lami Shalom. And we are in the 5th chapter. We are talking about liberation. Liberation, of course, there's many different type of the liberation. Maybe some is like liberated from the low, inferior realms, like hell, hunger ghosts, animals realms. They're reborn in the human existence, and then it's like we ourselves easily to analyze, to check our situation. This is really complete liberation, not. But compare the inferior three realms, of course, quite we are liberation, but not completely liberated. And of course, maybe more than the us, humans, about the God realms and lifestyle and conditions, and everything is like much better than the us. But that is also not completely liberated. And now we understood, wherever we go in the 6 samsaras or 6 realms, there's not really definitive liberations. There's one liberation, that means the liberation of the enlightenment, and we call the Buddha. And Buddha is manifested in the human form, and then how is like he liberated, and his mind is completely liberated from the samsaric sufferings and samsaric disturbing emotions, and therefore now we are follow the Buddha and how he achieved the liberation state. And that we are like now searching, interest, enthusiastic, and also to research that we are very happy. And also we honestly to be ourselves and to analyze in our condition or our realms, and coding the mind, and of course there's a kind of the such thinking about suffering and such thing about happiness. We try to collect happiness, happy. How much we can to get happiness, how long we have happiness, as much as we can to get happiness, as much as we have experience of the happiness, that we are thinking about day and night. Therefore we are relying on material things. But according to the materials, we are quite intelligent and we are quite successful. But finally, the material things is difficult to bring us definitive liberation or the definitive happiness. And when we receive the happiness from the materials, it is very much kind of the deceptive. Maybe also it's like last time we said there's a getty pleasures. It's a kind of it's a truth, and the first looks like seems it's bring happy, and we are more and more used. Finally, maybe it's a turn into the sufferings. And also it's like first when we receive some happiness, but it is not permanent. It is just the moment, like very much momentary. And it disappeared. We need to again, it's difficult. But this memory there, then say I need happiness. Try to get again and again. Samsaric contaminate happiness. It's just a kind of us make more problems, make more kind of sufferings. And therefore now it's like something is incontaminate happiness, and whatever occur, this happiness cannot destruct it, destroy it. This sort of happiness we are searching. And we listen to the Buddha, and the Buddha he said, if you realize that your own true nature of the realities, and you will become the same as this, is your true nature. Your true nature is very much stable. It doesn't matter there's a kind of the negative circumstances or positive circumstances. Any kind of, it doesn't kind of occurring it or to itself. And when you realize that your own true nature reality, I'm calling, that is the liberation. If you realize that your own true nature of the realities, and you are such a kind of the tolerant, because you can accept or acknowledge samsara, nirvana, and both of the samsara and nirvana, it's become the part of yourself. You don't need to abandon, you don't need to adopt, and you are more free from your all the busy and like kind of the everyday doing some different tasks. And the expression of your true nature of the realities, and wonderful, more they occur, more are like kind of expressions, more sharp, more nice for the true nature of reality. But we do not realize it, we do not understand. Then it's like kind of there are problems, and therefore it says its liberation is in your mind, which is the need to realize the true nature of the realities. And in order to realize it, or in order to understand or realize the true nature of our own mind realities, then there are some process. And we are under, our chapter, the liberation chapters. Of course, they are talking about according the followers, but they are like principal path. 10 positive actions for boundless qualities, and also like a 6 transcendent perfection, for concentration, for formless state, stained calm, and profound insight. And this is like kind of the principle, and also it's like according this, and who is practicing these things. And then there are like kind of the, we base it, and 3 like kind of the followers. Base it, there's 3 follower, Shavaka, Pachika, Bodhisattvas. And also according that, how they can to reach, approach to the nature of the realities. Of course, they practice, all of them, they practice 10 positive action, for boundless qualities, the 6 transcendent perfections, most of them, for concentration, for formless, staying calm, profound insight. But of course, they are like the according the capacity of the wisdoms, minders, and then there are the different approaches. And Shavaka's approach, Pachika's approach. Then is the Bodhisattvas. We divided the two, and like a kind of the Sutayanas Bodhisattvas and the Mantrayanas Bodhisattvas. And the Sutayanas Bodhisattva approaches and the Mantrayanas Bodhisattva's approach to nature reality is the Mantrayanas approach to the true nature reality is more profound. But of course, this between there's the bit different, and according to our Nan-Yana's explanation of by the Dzogchen Rinpoche, and there is the like each individual, the followers, and they want to apply the liberation path in order to realize that to be the liberations. Then there each one has kind of the 3 of, or not 3, it's a 5 steps, and like kind of the 5 applying how to reach the liberation state. For example, we can say it's like one person, or Shavaka, Pachika Buddha, or Bodhisattva, and whoever they want to enter into the liberation path, there's entering point and a view, meditation, conduct, result. And this is very important, maybe like kind of the progressive or the schedule. And like this is like generally, whatever we do, it is like the follow up like this. First time how we can to start, that is the point view, like kind of the entering point. For example, when we are researching the liberation, maybe first timers we should to know, or we first time to have to have the notion of the liberation qualities, the benefit of the liberation. Why? Because we do not understand the qualities or the benefit of the liberations, then we no interest. Then it's like a not much kind of the enthusiastic. When we assess the liberation, Buddhahood, and liberation, and like enlightenment, and this result is a very peaceful. What does it mean, peaceful? There's no turmoil of the any sufferings, disturbing emotions. And also it is very cooling. Why? Because there's no hot torched of the disturbing emotions, and also cause and result. And also it's like kind of the free from the dangerous pathway of the samsaric and all the sufferings. Therefore, this is liberations, Buddhahood. And for example, Abhisamaya Lonkaras, some Buddha's teachings, first timers they talking about the Buddhahood. When you become the Buddha, how you become Buddha? Is it possible? Everybody can to become Buddha. Yes. And there is the Buddha, he talking about the like our Buddha nature, the nature of the realities. And each individual sentient beings, they have their own Buddha nature. This is the principle discovered by the Buddhas. And therefore we are applying the liberation. If we haven't got this seed, of course, then there's example say, if you water to churn, it never ever coming out the butter, 100%. But if you churn the milk, there's no doubt butter is coming out, 100%. Like this, in our mind streams, there is the seed of the Buddha nature, butter of the Buddha nature, oil of the Buddha nature, and the essential, the principle mind. When we recognize or to understand or receive this message, we're very happy. Wow, I can to put effort. I will to do something quickly because I want to realize my own Buddha nature. If I'm realized my own Buddha nature, I'm a Buddhahood. Sometimes we say Buddha, Bodhisattvas, and Buddhists like kind of lamas. All the time this order, they say do like this. All the times we are like kind of pray to the deities, and lack of the faith, sometimes faith there, sometimes trust not there, and like kind of the very much forward, backward, and through like this, sometimes it's like interest, not sometimes not. But now maybe in the Buddha's research, it's we need to believe our own self that. And we need to interest to make it the manifestation of our beautiful, wonderful, our own position. This is the true nature of the realities. This is our, how to say, the Buddha nature's possess for us. And this we need to making the manifestations. This is the treasure of the happiness. This is the antidote of for our sufferings. Liberator of the ourself from the dangerous pathway of the samsaras. And that one is no need to find some externally, or maybe we can to make please to the deities. May they give to us? Not. We have had into our mind streams. Of course, in the temporarily, we use it temporary Lama, temporary deity, temporary Buddha, temporary teachings. All of them is temporary, like kind of the conditions. And then we temporarily rely on that. Then we can need to realize inner our Buddha, inner our own Dharma, our inner our Sangha, inner our Lama. And that is the Buddha nature. And therefore, now it is very important to say, I'm very happy. I understood I have qualities. Buddha nature doesn't matter you are ugly, or you are beautiful, or you are not handsome, or you are poor, or you are rich, you are child, or old. or human or sentient beings. It doesn't matter. It's everybody has Buddha nature equally. Whoever sentient beings, when they make their own nature reality, manifestation, their own the nature realities, that is the enlightenment. And therefore, we are like the searching for the Buddha nature, and then there is the how it is the approach those Shavaka Pachika Buddhas, and we are not kind of the comparison in the Mahayanas, like kind of deviation, Sutayanas Mahayana and the Mantrayanas Mahayanas. Sutayanas Mahayanas, the establishment of the essence nature of the Buddha nature, fantastic, absolutely. They will to be enlightenment, definitively, unmistakably, but a little take a long time. For hours is like a little bit longer. And then it's like we need to more short kind of. And then we are choice to, we are enter into the Mantrayana, inner Mantrayanas Bodhisattva's path. And in the Mantrayanas, the Bodhisattva's path also divided. Outer like kind of the Mantrayanas Bodhisattva's path, inner Mantrayana Bodhisattva's path. And therefore there's like the Sutayanas, there's a 3 vehicle. Mantrayanas 6 the vehicles, outer, inner 3. And now become the 9 yanas. And this 9 yanas, how it is. And we want to go to climb to exactly, they want to last vehicle. We call the vehicle of the Ati Yoga. Yoga, Mahayoga. Ati Mahayoga. Ati Yoga. And this we need to study. And also yesterday we are in the Mahayogas, kind of the possessed. How is like Mahayogas practitioners, how much reach to the Buddha natures, how they apply like entry point, then is the view and meditations. And view we understood generally all the Mantrayanas view, or it is like more to have the pure perception. The attitude is a pure perception, and the view is like all the times we can to say is like in the according the Mahayogas is supreme indivisibility of the true truth. And in our it's like translations, what we said is I forgot it. And today it's like a Mahayoga's meditation. And meditations. And yesterday we said this. When it comes to the path and the practice of meditation, the vehicle of the Mahayana, and also it is like the practitioner of the Mahayana who is approach to the Buddha nature, like same as the way of the Mahayana. There is a kind of the a little small information. The inner centers, Mahayoga, Anayoga, Ati Yogas. Also itself, these 3 are divided. The also 9. And also, for example, Mahayogas, divided Mahayogas Mahayoga, Mahayogas Aniyoga, Mahayogas Ati Yogas, and 3 this. And then you can say Ati Yogas Mahayoga, Ati Yogas Ati Yoga, Ati yogas, the Ani yoga, okay? Ani yogas Maha yoga, Ani yogas Ani yoga, Ani yogas Ati yoga. Then the Ati yogas Maha yoga, Ati yogas Ani yoga, Ati yogas Ati yogas. And this is very much detailed. And also sometimes, like for example, maybe Rinzundupas or the Yemkar Deshen Jamo. Maybe Yemkar Deshen Jamo, it's like kind of, they say it is Ati yogas, like Maha yogas. And like very close. But this just maybe in the future you can do some of them, like not necessarily now. Now choose basic Maha yogas meditations. Maha yogas, the attitude, absolutely pure perception. And according to the attitude, how they have the established the view is the supreme indivisibility of the true truth. And yesterday we said it's like the unification of deity and emptiness. Maybe we can to say. And from that, and there the nature of the unification of deity and emptiness. There are so many different like magic discipline and like varieties of the appearances. Maybe it is like kind of the Buddha field, Dharmakaya pure lands, the Sambhogakaya's pure land, we can to say. And here is that means, yesterday we said, today probably, the supreme indivisibility of truth, true truth. In this perspective, relative truth is deities. Absolute truth is the empty nature. And then is the deity is emptiness, emptiness is the deities. The emptiness, primordial emptiness. And this one is like what you can to call deity, not deity, sentient beings, not sentient. You cannot, itself is like go beyond the elaborations. But the essential nature, hard core of this emptiness, you called luminosities. This luminosity is, you said, already deities. Then is that this from the state of the emptiness, the primordial wisdoms, whatever occurred, the luminosities, we already established is deities. It doesn't matter ugly deity or beautiful deities. And we came to say the more suffering part, it is the also is deity. And it's like maybe sometimes we look some wrath forces very ugly, peace force is like a more beautiful, handsome thing. But deities, we don't kind of think this is expression of the natural state. This is the movement of the natural state. You cannot say ugly, or it's like our perspective like perceive that, but their perspective there's nothing kind of. And like this, in the according the Mahayoga's view, and it's like the supreme indivisibility of the true truth, and like superiors of the true truth, superiors relative truth, superiors the absolute truth. In the Mahayoga's perspective, there is kind of the dirty, unclean, and sufferings, kind of the nature of the relative thing. There is no existence. Relative itself is the absolute truth. Absolute truth is relative. In the relative means is like a kind of the celestials, like kind of the deities manifestation, that we call the relative self. And then it's during the meditations, they says like path and the practice of the meditation, the main emphasis is on the generation stage. Mahayoga's wonderful principally look, emphasis is on the generation stage. Anayoga's emphasize on the dissolution stage. And the Mahayoga's more like kind of the focus, emphasize on the generation stage. I'm now driving car, I'm driving and they're sleeping. It's a very funny, same as like this. I'm talking, but my eyes like coming down. As one we drive, like this. Okay. Here is the emphasis is on the generation stage. Do not forget that. Predominate is on the generation stage. In the practice of the generation stage, yogas, when you become the yogas, deity yogas, the yoga of the deities, is like kind of the Lai Nanjurs in Tibet. Lai Nanjur. The Nanjur is the yoga, Lai is the deities. And generation stage yogas. Now there's some very, very important things, okay? One set up the practice through the three samadhis. Through samadhis, you can to say essence, luminosity, and syllable. And this is like the samadhi of the suchness, you can to say. Samadhi of the manyness and samadhi of the syllables. How you can to combine the like generation stages. First time is when you say the Om Sobhava Shuddha Sarva Dhamma Sobhava Shuddha Zinam Rongyenji number takpo tomba nyat chairs. You said, all the substantials, all everything is completely is emptiness. Just you say the Om Sobhavas, completely emptiness, natural space. And from that, then you can to say, and like the nature, the empty natures, and then is from the luminosities, as we say, the kind of the samadhi of the all, samadhi of the all. That means like a kind of the spontaneous present. In the Rinzan Dupa we say Lundu Takwa Ranjamla Maturipa Tonsalngo is the nature, Maturipa uncontrived emptiness. Maturipa Tonsalngo and Lundu Takwa Ranjam, there's the like a pervasive of the spontaneous presence, the samadhi of the all. And then the third one is syllable. It is the like kind of in the Rinzan Dupa. How do you say is the syllable? I forgot. Can you recite? Like okay. Honli kechi tenzos. That's right. Honli kechi tenzos. Hon is the syllable. That is the samadhi of the syllables. And the framework of the old generation stage, that is the by the three samadhis. The samadhi of the suchness, the samadhi of the all, the samadhi of the syllable mantras, and holy keji setana. For example, in the emptiness, and then there's varieties, many things, but according this kind of and something, lotus or something, then is a syllable mantras, and this syllable is transformed into the deities. And this is maybe you can to take this kind of the framework, all the generation stage by the three samadhis. The samadhi of the suchness, in Tibet, and samadhi of the all the maniness, the Kunmok in Tibet, and also it's like the samadhi of the syllable Joytingens. Normally is the samadhi cause of the syllable. Joytingens means that is the like kind of cause is transformed into the deities. And these are kind of the small, we can to say is the samadhis, pursue that the three of purifying, perfecting, and rapidness. And whatever ensures that the three of the purifying, one, perfecting, two, and rapiding, three, are the complete within the visualizations. Visualizations, there is the first one is the purifying, and purifying, you can to say is and generally it's a kind of the purify, okay, purifying, what is the purifying? And in Tibetan is like a kind of the takbase. Generally is the generation stage is the purifier of the four rebirth. And here is the like more purifying, and like a kind of the, you can to say is the three realms, and also it's like purifying the like death, purifying the like a kind of the become like intermediates, pardon, and purifying of the becoming. And now it is the means like purifying. It is like how it is the purifying. When you are visualize, je maturi pa tonsarang honfonji tendrik, monso tofa ranjam la mare, hundred tofa ranjam chi, junkur chimbo hunzop, poron yarmi nyangava, trejugo yin sanya den, dadan tokso yon zop, shonon son tar chimbo, nasope manye diti honli kechik tan zopsas. Ha, look. Environmental is we purified the palace of the deities, Pure Land, and the inner all the sentient beings we purified into the deities, And also it is like everything is like this. Then also it's connected to the generation stage. There is like kind of 4 different type of the generation stage. And that's, I don't want to say more complicated. If you a little bit simply to look at the Jigme Limba's text, it's called the, I think, is staircase of the Akanishta. And this is the more is talking about the generation stage. Hiramli Temkid. And also it is like this purifies, perfecting, perfecting. It's like a completed. Perfected means it's like when we are purified, like as I said, like environment and inner sentient beings, and we visualize the like deity and like kind of the palace like this. And then it's like purifying the any kind of the attachment to the any realms for the like kind of about the desire realms and the form realms, formless realms. And also and pure like the perfections. Perfection means like a kind of when we visualize this pure perception. Environmental is like a pure land, in all the sentient beings as the deities. And then is like this right now is like a kind of the to make the perfection for the result qualities. And also it's like a kind of the at the moment we visualize like this. But this is like when we are maturated or the to be enlightenment, it's everything is like this. We realize it. And also now we are like kind of artificially to meditating on the deities or the Pure Land and so on. And this is the picture of the nature of the realities. They base it, the phenomena, inherently or the naturally on the like kind of the primordially, and all the phenomena are the complete perfections or like kind of the perfecting and of the this like Buddha's qualities. And also it's like at the moment we are like kind of similarity meditating. Even the future is like kind of the all the result completed. It's just this one is transformed. This one I make before joke. For example, when you generate stage of the Tashi's picture, and someone is like a kind of without a picture detail to you, or someone's showing, someone's really direct look at the picture of the Tashi, and completely different. You look the direct the picture, this detaches the face, whatever. Of course, this is very stupid example, but some a little bit. Maybe it is like a nose, eye, hair, ear. Maybe it is like a short period, few months, a few years. Maybe there's not much change for the Tashi's old age. And in this perspective, you look at this picture and see that Tashi's face exactly the same. But last time we say it's like maybe when you look at this Tashi's picture itself is itself to form, like transform to the Tashi itself. Maybe Tashi is not come from something else. Tashi is not a body different this picture. Tashi is nothing kind of this picture itself is that become the Tashi. Like this is the kind of of course we say picture cannot become the Tashi, but look at the Tashi, you see the Tashi is not different. In your mind's perspective, it is absolutely not different. Picture is the picture of the Tashi. Tashi also picture, your mind is picture. And in the mind's perspective, there's no problem. Real Tashi is inside. You think it's the vivid, you thinking, you're watching picture Tashi or real picture, it doesn't matter. Maybe you say, that is the real Tashi, maybe not. Maybe this person's name is different. But in your picture, it looks like, but there are similarities. Sometimes say, sometimes I call the Tashi, sometimes call the thunder, sometimes called, or it's like maybe sometimes this Tashi is also perceived different. Maybe other different person. Therefore, object is not definitive. I mean, it's like mind's perspective. In our minds, there is the vivid, the picture of the Tashi. You look at this picture Tashi or real Tashi, you have inside. That is the realities. And like this, now it's like we are meditating on the pure perceptions of the environment in a sentient beings. And that is like really in the basically, in the groundly, and primordially, in our minds is nature. Everything is like this. These meditations to making the manifestation the basic our nature, the realities. Therefore, this is the kind of the perfectings. Then is the rapidness. Rapidness is like kind of very kind of the spacious. What is the spacious? You know the like kind of the we say it's like, and ours like kind of nadi, prana, and the bindus, and rely on our body. And our body is like kind of, how do you say, like a kind of to churn, or it is like rely on the body, and like kind of the emphasize, or like kind of the vata point into the focus on the nadi, prana, and bindus. And according that kind of the maturation of the kind of the dissolutions, and it is become the cause of the maturation of the dissolutions. And then is the, therefore we say it's like a kind of the, how do you say, it's a maturation, a rapidness. And rapidness, these three are the, of course, is the reason what it is like kind of when we practice the generation stage, emphasize through these three samadhis, and it is how it is the benefit, how it is like kind of the process, affective process, or it's like how it works. This works the three of the purifying, perfecting, and maturations complete within the visualization with that. And then this visualization is completed, seals. It is with the instruction on the 4 nails. Securing. Yes? Okay, securing the life force. There's different translations. Sometimes they translated the 4 life and bounding nails. Okay, and also it's like you choose to shortly to say the 4 nails. And I want to say the 4 life boundary. Bounding, yes? Binding. There's another translation but control the life breath. And the 4 in our this 9 yana, it says the 4 nails securing the life force. Securing is bounding, yes, same? Securing. I think same, yes? Securing. There's many different translations. They're never the same. In Tibetan language, so dam zerya. Any kind of and that commentaries text, they all the time so dam zerya. In the English, there's so many names, it's difficult to which translation's name we can to memorize. And like this, okay? And so dam zeryas it. And maybe that is for you is Sodam Zerya. One is the first one, nail of unchanging intention. The nail of unchanging intention. It's correct or not, I don't know. Gompa Manjar was zeresage. Dingen the lies. Himbo not zeres. Tron the tunlich zeresid. Gompa Manjar was there. You can to say very easily the suchness and the deities and mentor and activities. And this maybe you can to say the essence, nature, emptiness is the suchness. We can to say it's like one syllable, okay? Syllable, or the deities. We can to say deity. The essence of the deities is a suchness. It is like same as the nature of the realities. These are like kind of the unchanging intentions, unchangeable thing. And this is very important to know about that. And that means in the any kind of when you have the meditations, visualization deities enhanced by the emptiness. Emptiness is change or not? No, yes. Then this deity is like go beyond the change or not change. The deity itself is the manifestation of the true nature of the reality. And if you like kind of the visualize like kind of concentrate intention like this, then it's like kind of unchanging. And therefore, maybe we can to say is thinking about the suchness, the nature of the deities. And then it's like a second, it's a manifestation of the all, whatever, whatever. Whatever, and that is the like kind of deities, and all the appearances are the deities. To have this intention, it say the nail of contemplation on the deities. Contemplation, or it is like kind of considering or as deities. And then is the mentor on the deities and the heart. There is the heart of the, like for example Vajrasattva's heart is a later home. Rinzondupa is home. And then this later home is like mentor, means the surround is the Omaham Benzan Gorpe Masadhon, or is Om Benza Sato Samaya Manipalaya, like this. That is translated the nail of the mentor, which is the nucleus. Yes. That means it's the heart. Okay, nucleus is the himbo. Nucleus is the heart or core, is like seed or like this. That is, they translated this himbo hokjzer in Tibetan, himbo hokjzer, himbo de nucleus. Then it's like there is the activities legs. We can to say the nail of activity, which is the emanation and absorption of the light and the rays. And maybe we can to say is that, take example that Vajrasattva. When we meditate Vajrasattva, Dorjisemba, Vajrasattva, how we can to combine this four nail. There's another translations, I got it, but do you have another translations? No, stick, I don't like. The nail of like a nail of the Vata point, or I can't, I just found there is the four life bounding nails. This one is maybe it's okay, the four life bonding. Okay, the four life bounding nails. Four life bounding nails, because the four nails. Dam is the bond, the bounding, so is life. Okay, maybe this more easy to memorize. The four life bounding nails. Four life bounding nails. For life. Okay, maybe we can to talk about the Vajrasattvas, and we are like kind of visualize the Vajrasattvas, and the Vajrasattva is the clearly in the luminosities, but also same time is itself also is the empty nature. Vajrasattva is the one we are during the meditations. There's a creation in this space, or creation's perspective. Vajrasattvas, like all the form, cloth, everything is very clearly, but sometimes this visualization is enhanced by the dissolutions. And you maintain a dissolution stage, dissolution of the empty nature. That is the first, the nails, the first life bounding nails. And then it's like a second timers. There is varieties of the things. Like for example, when we visualize Vajrasattvas, even the Vajrasattva's body, like a kind of faculties and everything, and also ornament, and also there is like kind of, it's the maniness, means there is also, it's like sentient beings purifying something. This is like kind of but it is the Vajrasattva. We recognize Vajrasattva is a deity, and this nature, the emptiness of the how do you say, the nail, the life binding nail, it transforms into the deities. And then we all the times, for example, Rinzondupa's timers, we are ourselves we think deity Rinzondupa. And Vajrasattvas maybe is like more in the self Vajrasattvas. You are the Vajrasattva. Everything are the Vajrasattva, yellow, green, white, and different Vajrasattvas. That is the like second life bounding nails. And then is during the Vajrasattvas, it's like maybe it's yourself Vajrasattvas, and you have in the heart, same as the Vajrasattvas, later home, surround Ombenza Sato home, and then is each this syllabus very clearly, you are made the samadhi on that. That is the, we call the third life bounding nails. And then is the from these letters, and the 6 syllable letters, or the 5, I think we have 5, yes, middle home, benza sa to, and then is from these syllables sending letters. Then each letters to touch the sentient beings, you transform into the Vajrasattva, same as you. And same time you say Om Benza Sato, so trillions, billions, same times recite together. And sometimes it's like kind of the luminosity sending up offerings, receive blessing, sending to under the like a low provide, or the inferior sentient beings. You purified, like kind of all the impurity sentient beings transformed. This kind of the it's the fourth light rise. Light rise is a fourth life boundary nails. Okay, that is, I want to stop there. Half an hour.